Hi, it's Peggy from the Pearl Forest, and today I just thought I'd bring you along for some labels that I'm making. I have these, they were actually page numbers from I think it was a quilt book. So they have some interesting little graphics on the edges, and when I was harvesting the book, I cut these out and I was just going to glue them on to some different backgrounds and make some little labels that we can use. And I'm currently making a whole bunch of red, white, and blue things because I have some upcoming journals. So I thought that I would put them on these different papers. I don't think I'll use this one. It's too thin for what I want to do. But I have some other ones I could choose from as well if I don't want to just do these. But I think they're a nice variety. So how are all of you today? Are you having a great day? It's been a pretty good day here. I'm excited about an upcoming video. I've harvested a bunch of things from around the house and we're going to have a good play. Take note of what time it is and see if we have some time to play after doing these labels with the other stuff that's on my desk. We might do that. So I'm really working on preparing for some upcoming journals. So we'll have a lot of things to go in them. Probably still not everything I need by a long shot, because I'm cutting these way back here because they fling. But I'll cut them up here where you can see. So I'll still have to, when I do the journals, make things as part of doing that journal. And I'm just randomly cutting these by hand, trying to get them around the same size. But depending on how long the number is, kind of determines how big the little label will be anyway. And I think the patterns, these two are the same. And so is that. Oh, it's funny, they're all on the same line. And these three are the same. So they do repeat. They're not all unique, but there still is quite a few. And they're probably, I'm pretty certain that they are quilt patterns or fabric designs. Like this one, I don't think is a quilt pattern, but it's a fabric. It's fun to have different labels and numbers and just something to add some interest. I also pulled out some other labels to use with my stuff. And these could double up with them. So just a few more to cut, and then we'll glue them. Then we will distress them. Or I suppose I could wait to distress them till I use them. Oops. I might have gotten this a little crooked here. There. So if you didn't want them to be distressed, you wouldn't have to. That might be a better move. Then you don't have to watch me distress them all besides. It's pretty straight. Oh, here's 111. It's a time I see on my clock a lot, 1:11. Or 11:11. Okay, so let's glue these on with some art glitter glue. And then we'll cut them out. We could start with these. This one, I think, yeah, could fit down on that piece, give it a little bit different look. I guess I can't, if I don't distress them now, I can't really distress them. Can I? That one would have looked nice distressed. I guess I kind of have to do them as we go. Let's see how this one looks. I think there's plenty of room around that, so I can actually turn it in that direction. This one might be a little longer. I don't really see the distressing showing up, so I think I'm gonna not. I think I'll just, if I choose to, I'll just distress around the finished piece. Because I don't, at least on this background, it isn't going to show up. Okay. Let's see. Well, I don't think these scraps are going to be big enough to use, so we might as well, whoops, just put this down the middle here. Well, I guess it does show up a little bit. I tried to get some variety of backgrounds, so we would have variety on these labels. I doubt that I've done every page. Oops. The other side is nice too, but since we're going for the red, white, and blue, I think that would be really nice in a cluster. So I think I'll stick it this way. And if we have another short one, we could stick it on the end here. It doesn't matter which way we go. Oh, that's not going to fit. Okay, so I think this one is done. So let's put some on this one. These two are some painted papers. That's actually out of the quilt book, and I think that's a painted paper too. So we'll just glue all these down, just kind of randomly. Try to get a little of other colors in there periodically. Had to stop and pet the dog. Okay, this one over here. Whoops. Maybe we'll put some of these to use when we get them all cut out. Have you ever made your own labels? That one's, those ones are glued on. Okay, I was further ahead than I knew. Let's some blue background ones. Slide it over so we are around each side. I've been trying to get more labels. I bought some digitals, I'm making some, I'm doing some things like this. I'm going to stamp some label borders, get a variety. So that we can have them on hand. I have a basket here that has some partially finished red, white, and blue ephemera. So maybe we can add to that. I just found some paper that I can use for this, and I found some labels that we can use. No rhyme or reason as to where I'm sticking these, or whether they're right side up or not. Doesn't really matter. And I think this is all of them, but I could be wrong. More might show up somewhere as I sort through things. They show up. As another Use It Up project coming up, I've been collecting things to make and or finish clusters. So like this piece of paper there might go in it. Little bits of things. I have some things over here, I think, that are part of a cupcake wrapper. The little cupcake not perforated, they called corrugated. The ones we made their page edge ruffles out of. I have some scrap of that over here that I can put into a cluster. As we make things, a lot of times things kind of show up that are just small pieces that could go into a cluster. So I decided to make myself a container that I just put that in, and then I would have them handy when it comes times to make them. I could have put that up there, but oh well. Okay, let's put this pin back in. I came across a whole thing of these long pins in my house journey. So now I have a better pin for that. So, okay, so these are all cut. What am I going to do with them after I cut them? That's a good question. I need some kind of way to contain them. Well, I guess they'll just be on the desk for the moment. Maybe we'll pull them out when we can use them. Here's some partially finished of these cards. Partially finished of these cards. I have lots of partially finished things. There's some here that we can see. If any of these look red, white, and blue, maybe that's a good option. Let's see. They probably are very variety of colors, so I don't know if there'll be any that will work very well. Well, that one works. I think I'm going to do 5 red, white, and blue ones all at once. I like that one. So kind of theoretically, I need 5 or more of each thing, so I can have enough to fill up the pockets and things. So those are not. I'd love to know if you're making a journal, or what kind of a journal you would like to see, and whether you like to see lots of stuff in the pockets or just a little. Let's say that could kind of be red, white, and blue if we put red on it. But they're more brown neutral. I think we could make that one red, white, and blue. Some people like a lot of pages to write on, and some people like a lot of things in pockets that they can take out that are decorated. So it looks like a very decorated book, but yet they still have places to write. Like you can write on the back of these. Maybe some kind of hidden places to write. I think people have different styles. I think if I was going to do a lot of writing, I think I would not like as much stuff in the book, because I would feel kind of like it distracts from what I'm writing, if that makes any sense. Some of these are better than others, but we're giving it a try. So, I don't know, I might strive for these to be a mixture where they're have a lot of blank spaces, but also have a lot of decorative places. Kind of a balance between it. We have a lot of purples and greens and browns, various shades of pink. Okay, not those. It's not white, but if we put these ones that have some white on them, I'm going with more than ones that don't have any. There isn't much of any red in here, so we'll have to be adding red. But we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. One has red. So that's at least 2 per book. And this is a nice size, so it would be nice to probably have several of them. I don't know if you remember, this was quite a large, or several large masterboards that I cut up. I have a bunch of other masterboards we're going to cut up too. Let's see. Yeah, we'll keep that one. Well, that kind of goes. And every journal won't have the same, things, so the same number of things necessarily. Those are possibilities. I'd like to finish these up, but yet they're nice to make for a journal when you know what you're going to do. Like I have a cat one coming up too, so I could, put cat stuff on. or some more of a certain color that goes with the color theme. Is that two? That's just one. I think this is the one we had 300 of these, so we have quite a few to use. The pile's getting kind of high. Maybe these were several pages of master boards now that I think about it, because some have more magazines and some have more painted stuff. That kind of says red, white, and blue to me. Okay, let's take these out. Put these back in before I dump them all. Just we'll have to go through these when we do any of the journals, if they're not made up yet. Okay, let's finish this quickly. Notice I'm not really taking the ones with the brown on them. Generally, although there's some, because I think they'll go in different journals. And then we seem to have enough without it. Sorry about my froggy. I get a little sip. Okay. Almost done. Sorry this is taking so long. Be nice when this pile gets way down. And we will have, chuckle. We will have used them up. That will be nice. Because there's always more stuff to play with. I noticed that paper, but there's too many other colors with the other stuff. So that will go on to something else. Let's see. Okay. Okay. So we have all of these. We have some of this painted paper that we could use. I know I'm taking the white off, but now I'm just thinking, well, it is red, white, and blue, but I don't have my trash can. We have this little stripe. Various scraps down here. We have that one. And I dug out some papers. This might be from the Dollar Tree. Yeah, I think so. 5x7. It had these wood grain. They're just thin sheets. Wood grain. But they have a red one and a white one that we can use. Stick this away for later. And I had these set aside in my red, white, and blue stuff. We have a lot of blue jeans. Also from the dollar store. I think we'll just go with this one. And then this one is Jot, that's the dollar store too, mini deco paper. This one is 6 by 6. It's just white. It's a little different with the blue and white. Stars, but that's not really as red, white, and blue. Let's just go with these for right now. Okay. So we have this one. They have some flowers. I wonder if we go with the ones that are not don't have the brown on them. We'll just cut out a number here. So this is what I was going to do, is just frame them up. Cut that a little straighter. There we go. We can edge the edge a little bit. Probably doesn't show up that much on camera. Might not be as dark anyway. Which one is this? This is, oh, this is mahogany. No wonder it's not showing up. It's lighter. Kind of more of a yellow honey kind of one. That one doesn't work as well. It's fine, Snicky. I think we'll skip distressing them because I don't really like how that one looks as much. So if we have this, we could do that. We could put some of this down here. And put our label on. And I don't know if we have any little things we can put on. We do have this. We could, I was going to say, could we cut out a square, but it's torn. I don't know if we cut this hexagon. That kind of looks nice. Do we want anything else? I don't know. I think that's nice the way it is. So let's put this on. You can always add a little something later if we want. Yeah, it was working really good, but now it's dried. And we can make these little journal card things into tags or leave them like this. And we can make them portrait or landscape if we want to do that. This one we're going to do portrait. Okay, move this over. Actually, the writing goes this way, so I'm going to switch. I think that still looks good. We'll put this up here. Touch it up there. Yeah, I kind of like it in between. And then overlap this one. In this blue area. Don't necessarily usually center them like that, but I decided it looked good this one. Okay, let's on this one just put little tiny rounded corners. It's hard to get in there with the layers. Yeah, okay. So there's one. You can just put that up here. Here's this one. Let's see. We could fussy cut this fire hydrant out. This is from a magazine. I'm leaving a little bit of magazine around the edge. And just using it for the color. Although I do have a fireman journal that I could save it for that. So maybe I should put it on one of these with the beige. I could put it down here. Let's see, how does the writing go? It goes that way. I could put it like that. That's good. And we have a little red down here. And do we want a number on it or do we want something else? I also had some little stickers. We could put just like a red stripe across the top here. I can save it for the fire journal. It's got cute little Dalmatians and different fire things, including fire. I might put some Smoky Bear in it. We'll see how that comes out. Well, that's kind of cute. I didn't do a number because I kind of wanted to keep this. Let's see, we need to trim this off, and I don't want to I don't think I want to round the corners. I'm just gonna barely snip the corners because I don't want to run into this stripe. So there we go, and if we distress it later, if we choose to, we do. Okay, so how about this one? It actually goes this way. Okay, what would we like to see on this one? I kind of think one of these would be good. So we'll save these two for our clusters. And trim this up. The words don't really add value, so I'm taking them off. We do have this with some stars. That would be nice. And I don't know if I have any little things. Oh, I have some little houses. Here's a little house we can put on there. I wish I knew where my, here it is. Nope, that's blue. Where my brown one is, because I kind of like to distress around this. My stuff is still wandering some because we're not all situated. I do have 3 shelves in front of me. The whole top is signature pages with a few pockets and tucks and tags. And the second shelf is still a work in progress. I'm trying to get finished ephemera on there and then started ephemera in some of my upcoming projects. And the bottom, I think I'm gonna have fussy cut labels, that kind of thing, and then access to my glue and scissors and punches. Put this on this little stripe like that's its road. Forgot this needs to go under the number. Lift that a little. Oops. And since we're doing it horizontal, I'm not going to make it a tag because it's going to sit this direction. So we'll just do that little cornering. Anyway, then I'll have on one side of me or the other paper, big paper and scrap paper. So there's another little one. And we'll make one more and then I'll just show you these. Let's see if we can make one that's more red. We have this red stripe. And we do have this. I could cut this direction. Cut a strip down here, kind of covering up the orange more. The writing goes this way, but I'm covering it mostly up so it doesn't matter. So I am going to put this on. Let's see. Down to about where my thumb is. When we do our journals, you'll see more of the stuff that I'm making, that I make off camera, and using more of the labels. Okay, that's some of our quilt. Trim that off to use somewhere else. And how about one of these bright red, or do we want bright blue? I don't think we want this one because it matches too much. That blue just doesn't fit. We could go with this one. Let's see what it looks like. That's good. We didn't use any of our extra papers here. Well, we could stay a little longer. This needs some kind of image. Oops. Something fell. Let's see. Wonder what it would look like with these all the same. The phone kind of blends in too much. And the light blue one probably is too light blue. Plus we're doing these in the red, white, and blue, so to think, well, what are we having here? I don't know, I kind of like that one, the tint. There's an eagle we could do on one. And maybe find a butterfly to go up here. This is the butterflies. I think that one's too big. I have smaller ones somewhere. I think I'll have to come back to that. I'm really just working on kind of a principle about 75% done, and then when I actually put them in the album, hopefully I'll have my ephemera all lined up here and can finish it based on the album. So if it's more flag related or more building related or families and people, I can pick what would go with it. Okay. Nice to use up some of these. I think these are from the Rolodex cards. So we have this one. We have this eagle. What if we just cut out a tag? Or maybe we'd cover, let's do that. Let's cover a playing card. And then put the eagle on. This red wood is really kind of nice. Okay. Seal especially around the edges. Then we can use our scraps on some additional ones. Sometimes it's hard to see the white on the white. I think I need an additional lamp on my table, but hopefully that doesn't make a glare for the camera. I actually have a ring light that goes with my camera stand, but I haven't figured out how to put it up, plug it in. Didn't come with a exactly a plug, which was interesting. Okay, do we like that up or do we like that up? I think I like this. And this is not cut really even, so try to leave a little black, but lessen it some. Maybe we'll put something under it. Could use a big label. We could maybe put a little bit of the blue jeans. This one maybe. Hate to cover up the wood very much though, so I don't know. Maybe just along here some. Is that okay? Not going all the way around. I kind of think all the way around looks a lot better. So let's get the bigger piece and try again. I think this is from a calendar, this eagle. Or a magazine, I'm not sure which. I'll just put him on here. And just give him a little bit of a tear around the edge to highlight him a bit, not just stick him on the red. Okay, so we have this, and maybe one of these dark labels. Do you want 50? I kind of want a long one, but I like the number 50. So, tough decision. Let's see. Do we like the longer one or the 50? I think I'm just going to go with the 50 because I don't see that the other one looks necessarily better. So I'm going to go with this one. And usually it's better to have a third element. What are these? These are birds, but we already have a bird. I knew where my little butterflies are. Not that. That might be just something we add later because I'm not sure where it is. I don't see anything in that one. I'm really looking forward to getting that organized there so that I can have access to all of my fussy cut stuff. Big birds and flowers and the little birds and flowers and the various butterflies and labels and numbers and words and plants, trees. This is clogging a little bit. I do like this red wood paper. If you ever see that at the dollar store, you might want to get it, but I've had it for several years. Don't know if you'll see it again. Since it was red and white and brown, I mean, it could come out for Christmas, but they don't always repeat things, so I don't know. Okay, so we have that one. Let's see what we have in here. Those are just blanks. If there's something else we could add to. We made that one. I have some doilies to use. I have this one. I think it needs a big picture. This one, I think that was supposed to be a belly band, maybe, or maybe not. It's partly glued on and partly not, so I'm going to finish gluing it down. This could use some red, but once again, I think it needs something big. These are scraps from when we did the August challenge, and we had the animals. I believe these came from the animals, and then some doily that needs something big. We have this one, which I think is nice just the way it is. We have this one. It has a little number, but it could, actually it has 2 numbers, so we could add a 3rd number. What if we just put this one up here? Keep the horse, but not the guy's face. That might be nice. Sorry, guy. Mostly see your helmet and visor anyway. So now we have 32, 4, and 33. And we have this one that folds out that needs some more paper. We just have a little ticket which has numbers and things, so I think it needs a picture more than it needs a number. This one says "Let Freedom Ring." You could put one on this one. I think I need to come across, find, make something like little red, white, and blue birds and butterflies and somethings, stars, something that could go on these. We have these 2. And let's see, how about 19? Just put that up in the diamond up there. I think I like that. Need to unclog that a little bit. Okay, what else do we have? We have this bunny card, this bird card, and some mountains and water. This needs something. Do we like this kind, or this kind, or this one, or this one? I kind of think just this red one here would be good. Try to get them even all the way around. Now the thing is, until they go in the journal, you can keep adding to them. You have other things you want to add. And then also, whoever gets this journal can always add additional things if they want. But these are all nice journal spots. Okay, we have another one of these tickets. We have a whole bunch of these letter ones. Let's see, how about this one? This just gives a little different colored frame. Maybe I kind of want to still see the letter shape, so I think I'm going to stick it at the bottom. These were from a big poster, and I just cut them apart because the letters were just way too big to use as with the poster. We need one that's small, so we'll go with 24. Small as in not too long. So it'll actually fit on the letter. I've already missed the 4th of July and I've missed Labor Day. So I don't know if I'll be finding any more red, white, and blue things this year. This one has a nice butterfly. Let's offset that with a dark blue one. Or do we want light blue? I think we want light blue. Could still find some in clearance, but not likely. Maybe from Memorial Day, but probably not still from the 4th of July. Although I'm sure there's stuff lurking somewhere. I'm not sure what they do with it. Whether they put it in storage or send it to clearance stores, something. So I have a whole bunch of these letter ones. Let's see, how about a 46? We're ending our time. We're going to have to call it quits. going to have to let you go for the day. Let's see. Do we want to cover up our music? Maybe just stick it like this. Okay, so there we go. We made letter, some of them that I cut out. We made these different number labels on the paper from the book page numbers. They were big enough and decorative enough that I thought they would make nice labels to put on things. And we added them to various things, not all of these, but assortment of things. So we're getting a collection together of red, white, and blue. I actually have another bucket that has finished red, white, and blue. These are only in progress. So we're coming along, and thank you for joining me and hanging out with me. I look forward to seeing you next time, where we're going to, well, my next Use It Up anyway. I'm going to dive into a bucket of stuff I found and see what we can make. Take care. Thank you for joining me. This is Peggy from the Pearl Forest.